took off my shoe and threw it down from 600 meters high. It hit the ground with a dull thud, but it didn't get Jack's attention. I watched her walking away, then quickly took off the other shoe and threw it out with all my strength. This time the shoe hit the metal frame hard, making a loud bang. Finally, it caught Jack's attention. He walked back under the tower and picked up the climbing shoe that appeared out of nowhere. Jack stood up and looked around, but he forgot to look up. So he tossed the shoe aside and turned to leave, completely unaware that we were trapped 600 meters above him on the TV tower. As Jack walked farther away, I quickly pulled out the flare gun ready to shoot, but Emma stopped me because it was daytime. The flare wouldn't be bright enough. Through her binoculars, she saw Jack walking toward a camper van, clearly planning to camp there. If we waited until dark to shoot the flare, our chances of being rescued would be much higher. So we patiently waited on top of the tower until night finally came. We excitedly fired the flare into the sky. The orange flame lit up the night and quickly caught Jack's attention. He looked through his binoculars and finally saw us. Emma and I waved our arms happily from the tower. Even more exciting, Jack and his friend started the camper and drove straight toward the TV tower. We watched the van getting closer and closer, thinking we were about to be saved. But what happened next was far beyond our imagination. Jack picked up a crowbar, but instead of opening the gate to the tower, he smashed our car window and drove our car away. Emma and I fell into deep despair. We stood helplessly on top of the tower, hoping Jack would at least call for help. But even after waiting until the next day, no rescue came. We had to save ourselves, so Emma tied the safety rope and decided to climb down to grab the backpack with water and the drone inside. She slowly slid down along the tower. Soon the rope reached its end, but the backpack was still far away. She turned sideways trying to grab it, but couldn't reach. I told her to come back up, but Emma suddenly unhooked her safety clip. She held onto the rope with one hand and reached out with the other toward the backpack, swinging back and forth in midair, but still couldn't get it. So she swung her body higher, kicked her legs, and jumped onto a large metal plate. I stared at her back in fear, terrified she might fall. Luckily, Emma quickly steadied herself and grabbed the backpack. Then she stood up carefully and stepped onto the beam, trying to move closer. But as soon as she took one step, the beam suddenly sank down, almost throwing her off. Emma quickly hugged the tower, then reached out for the rope, but the strong wind made it swing wildly. She couldn't grab it no matter how hard she tried. So Emma took out a selfie stick, hooked the backpack to it, and tried to loop it through the rope ring to extend it. After several attempts, she finally succeeded. The backpack hung firmly on the ring, adding enough length. Emma crouched down, eyes locked on the bag. Then she leaped into the air and grabbed the strap midair, landing safely on the rope. I quickly reacted, grabbing the rope to pull her up. Emma climbed up with all her strength. Soon she reached just below the platform, but then something unexpected happened.